Right now, Allan Sharrock has very kindly joined us on Trackside 1 with the news broken just a little while ago that Kawi has been retired. Allan, firstly, I suppose congratulations, but how did you come to this decision about your great galloper?
Oh, Jason, it was a hard one. I just feel he's been such a good servant. The X-ray results aren't getting better. I haven't put a lot of pressure on him at this stage. He's been working at the beach and doing different things, but I just feel that when the pressure goes on, he could break, and I don't want that, that result on my hands, Jason, really. No, he's been too good a servant to me. So probably wasn't the dream end we wanted, but I got to look after the horse. He's been a great horse to me.
Oh, he's been a hell of a horse, hasn't he? 7 Group 1s. What was that like, contacting the owners of Kawi? What were their reactions?
Well, yeah, it was mixed. The lifestyle they've led with, she's sensational in Kawi. They won 11 Group 1s in a stream of years, and it's been a phenomenal ride for them. And I think Gordon McDonald, the older statesman or the syndicate manager, he took it better than most. He said good things don't last forever, and I think he was philosophical. They've got a lovely Darcy Brahma filly out, she's sensational to carry on with. But yeah, it was sad, Jason, but yeah, we just got to find another one, mate, don't we? They're hard to find.
Very hard to find. That's the dream, isn't it? But what kind of dream ride has it been? We've spoken about the fact that he's won 7 Group 1s. How would you describe his best traits? What's the thing that you'll remember most about Kawi?
Probably his ability to suffer pain and get over the wall, really. He's a horse that structurally was never correct enough to carry his physique. We've had to manage him. He didn't have a lot of races, but in the end, his physique cost him his career. He's a big boy, and he was sort of structurally from the legs down, he didn't have the base to carry it. So I just think his guts and his tenacity. A lot of people boo-hooed him. He probably got beaten a few times through doing quirky things, but when he was on song and sitting 3 wide in some of those Group 1s, he was dominant, Yeah.
He certainly created a lot of pleasure from a viewing perspective, from a pure thoroughbred perspective, what he was able to do on the track, and also from a betting perspective. There were times where he did lob when the money was on. What race in your memory stands out? Is there a race that stands out with regards to his performance?
You go back to, sitting 3 wide and some McPhee races and proving dominant. One of them, I think he was fresh into the race, so that really said how good a horse he was. The Captain Cook this year, he sat 3 wide the entire bend and was dominant. Probably one of his best runs, Jason. He never won the race with the Telegraph. It was a phenomenal run. I put him in a position that he probably wasn't comfortable at 1,200 metres at that stage of his career, but we only came up marginally short, and that would have been great if he could have got that, But then you go back to the Zabeel Classic when Lease rode him picture perfect, and he held out Love Dance over 2,000 metres. So he went from 12 to 2,000, and won Group 1s, like you say, 7 of them. People know, fellow trainers know how hard it is to keep them sound and to keep them right to win those Group 1s. So it's been a hell of a ride.
Yeah, I suppose it was, November 2013 where you first lined him up at the races. He didn't win that, he ran second. At that stage, did you think that he had Group 1s in him? Yeah,
definitely. He was Scrapper rode him, Jonathan Riddell, and he could tell you now he was a certainty beat that day. Then he won his next start and beat a Group 1 winner in Recite, and he just kept climbing the bar and getting better and better. So, yeah, he always showed me he was going to be a Group 1 horse from early days, but he had a cranky temperament and he had to be managed right, and I suppose it's the Zabeel factor. They've got that ability to get over the pain barrier and dig in, so that's what comes through in the pedigree, that's for real.
I wouldn't mind a shot of Zabeel or something like that just to harden me up, that's for sure. He was one tough horse, Kawi. So what's ahead for you in the ownership group? Will you be able to celebrate his career?
Yeah, I talked to Gordon McDonald and we'll have an afternoon and drink a few scotches and watch his races again, and then probably, I don't think they'll be lucky enough to get 3 of them, but, it's sad, but, mate, the memories will be great. he'll retire to Emma's. My partner, who was with him right the way through, and I don't know that he'll ever make a dressage or an event horse. If he ever plays up, you put on a hell of an act. She's prepared to try, and you take the feed out of them, Jason, and let him settle down. He might be good enough, but if he doesn't, he'll die at our property and he'll look after the young horses. So it's up to him where he wants to go from here.
Before we go, is there a word that encapsulates this horse for you?
I'd just say he was a genuine trier, mate. When the pain was there, he got through the pain barrier. Yeah, he was a tough customer. People don't realise, really.
Well, we thank you, Allan, for your openness all throughout his career. It's been no doubt a heck of a ride for you and the owners. 7 Group 1s, over $1.3 million in stakes, nearly a 50% winning record. A hell of a horse. We congratulate you and also the horse on its career, and also sharing your commiserations and that his career has now come to an end. But we'd like to dwell on the positives and wish you all the best.
Thanks, Jason. Been a pleasure.